Hello everyone. I'm going to share an audio with you. And there's a brother giving a talk using Disney characters for example in his talk. And where there was many people in the Bible that he could have used, he had to use a cartoon, fiction, character to bring out conscious. You may already know who I am going to be talking about a little bit later on. The story is about Pinocchio, and let's go from here and listen to the brothers talk. Okay, I'm going to stop it from here. We're going to use Pinocchio as the governing body. Geppetto, if that's the guy's name. We're going to use him as the creator. Or, yeah, let's call him Jehovah. Because he helped mold and create the governing body. So that's who Pinocchio represents. The governing body wanted to be like a real boy. Wanted to grow up and to help people, to learn the truth and teach people his father's ways. So what did these 7 men do? They was almost trying to get in trouble, but they was giving a conscience. Here comes Jimmy the Cricket talking to the governing body about being honest to all as Jehovah's Witnesses, honest to all the people that the Jehovah's Witnesses goes to their door, honest in their teaching to Jehovah's Witnesses. So, what happened? 1914 showed up. The governing body nose grew. 1925, their nose grew again. 1975, their nose kept getting larger. This generation will not pass away, and also the nose got larger. They couldn't figure out why their nose kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And it made the governing body look really bad walking around with big noses. And people started realizing that their nose was getting bigger every time they told a lie. So their conscience kept telling them that you are deceiving millions of people, 8 million of people, with your literature that you published in the past. Your twisted words. You made people believe in different things that the same teaching then is not the same. And what you do when your conscience was talking to you, you're sitting there smiling on your face like, oh well, I don't mind to deceive Jehovah's Witnesses. I don't mind to deceive all the other people that Jehovah's Witnesses knocking on the doors. All I care about is making money, making this big Watchtower business, big bucks, big money. It doesn't matter how many times Jimmy Cricket kept talking to Pinocchio, if you want to be a real boy, you had to start telling the truth. So my question, Watchtower, you're using a conscience as an example in this brother's talk. And you don't follow your own words. And conscience is part of growing up, knowing that what you have done wrong, you should change so people would respect you. People would love you. But no, you men have destroyed people's lives. You men have took families and destroyed them. This is the reason why I am using your cartoons against you. You are despicable. Governing body, I wish every time you did lie, your nose would get bigger and bigger and bigger. It's so big that you wouldn't be able to walk out your door and people will realize you have been lying to them. Because every time they ask a question, you lie, your nose will get bigger. So people, if they can't even use their own talks and their own wisdom, why should we listen to liars and their own publications? We found their lies in their videos. You have a conscience, but the governing body tells you not to use it. You have what's inside of you to tell you that there's something wrong with this religion. You won't listen to it because the governing body tells you to listen to them. It doesn't matter how long their nose gets. You will forgive them. You will obey them. You will trust your life, your family life, your children's life, even on the operating table. If your loved one is bleeding to death, you will put your trust into someone that knows it so long that they are, you could say, are liars. People, you have to realize this is a cartoon fiction character. The Watchtower people are real people. Cartoons cannot hurt you, but the Watchtower has damaged and destroyed many lives. It destroyed my family life, my family and me don't even visit. We're no longer Jehovah's Witnesses because of the shunning policy, falling into this false cult religion. My parents doesn't even know any of this information that I know about the Watchtower. People, please, do your research. Don't be like Pinocchio. Keep lying to people who's at the doors and thinking that you have the truth when you don't. You don't have to be like the Watchtower that keeps lying and the nose keeps growing. You need to wake up. You need to realize you have a conscience and you need to start using it. Thank you and have a nice day.